Hello everybody and welcome back to another Oscar prediction video where today I will be taking a look at the first of the three short film categories, Best Animated Short Film. So the short film categories, they elude me constantly. It's so tricky to guess the nominations and it's so tricky to guess the wins. And maybe that's because we don't do enough deep diving into them every year. But I find it's best not to overthink these categories. One year I actually changed my prediction for one of the shorts and I ended up being wrong, so it's best not to overthink them. Looking at this category, it's so frustrating because every year I try to watch all the nominated shorts, and I actually was able to see a good number of the documentary and live action ones, but I could not find any of the animated short films easily accessible online. And that's a shame. I don't understand why some of them are easily accessible and others are not. There are some that you have to pay for and some of them that you can't find anywhere. And what kills me is I know that there are some theaters that play like a compilation of all the nominated short films, and that would be amazing. I would love to go to that, but I can't because I can't find a theater anywhere near me that's doing that. So maybe one year I'll get to actually see all the short films. I'm getting very close to my goal of being able to watch all the Oscar-nominated feature films. All but one of them are readily accessible to me as of now, but the short films continue to elude me. So I have not been able to watch any of the nominees in this category. However, just looking at the shorts, having not seen them, I do think there is a pretty objective and clear winner here. I could be wrong, not everybody is predicting this, but to me, this race seems pretty cut and dry. Fifth most likely to win is Magic Candies. So the synopsis for this one is a young boy buys a bag of colorful candies, and after eating one, he finds he can communicate with different people, animals, and even objects. So this is one where, just from looking at the trailer, you're like, okay, this is the cute one. Every year there are different kinds of shorts nominated, some that are heavy-hitting, some that are emotional, and some that are just plain cute. Especially in animated feature, there's usually one that's meant for kids. And there's nothing wrong with that, except for the fact that Oscar voters are typically not children. And this is one that I don't know if it's going to have the widest appeal to an adult audience. There's one that I'm going to get to in a little bit that is kind of for kids, but in a bit of a nostalgic way that adults will be able to relate to. This one, it feels almost a little bit too simple, a little bit too sweet, and unlike something like Boy, the Mole, Fox, and the Horse, I don't think it has the pedigree behind it to really propel it to a win. I think this is the cute nominee. I don't know too many people who were even predicting it to get the nomination, and so for that reason, I can't imagine it winning. Fourth most likely to win is Yuck. So the synopsis for this one is, at summer camp, Leo joins the other kids in laughing at people who kiss on the mouth, but he soon finds that he really wants to try kissing. So this is similar to Magic Candies, a cute one about children, maybe slightly more adult-leaning because it has to deal with puberty. And this is one that I knew was going to get nominated based on the title alone. They always go for a movie that has a unique title. And this one, it does have pretty positive reviews, but for whatever reason, it seems almost too slight to win. I don't really know if there's much substance behind it other than it being a cute idea. It reminds me, you may remember a few years ago they nominated My Year of Dicks, which is obviously a more mature film than this, but they both kind of deals with the idea of puberty and finding yourself being turned on and being attracted by other people, and in kind of a cute and clever way. And that one some people thought was going to win, but ultimately ended up being a little bit too slight to win. And I think this one's kind of going to go in a similar direction. I think some people are going to want to vote for it just because of the title, much like My Year of Dicks, but I don't think it ultimately is going to have the legs to go all the way and actually pull off a win. Third most likely to win is Beautiful Men. So the synopsis for this one is, while staying at a hotel in Istanbul while they all await hair transplants, three bald brothers struggle with their self-confidence. Directed by Nicholas Kepens. Okay, so these top three, I've seen a lot of different people predict either of these top three to win. And Beautiful Men, to a certain degree, I get it, because this is the sort of thing that's going to appeal to older Academy voters. This is not one of the child-friendly ones. This is a more mature thing. And sometimes they do want to go for the more mature one. I don't know if this is the most mature, but it's definitely adult, focusing on the prospects of aging. And I do think that there are definitely Oscar voters who are going to relate to the themes of this film, and it has won more awards than the other two, although its letterbox curve is not as strong. I do think that this is one that Oscar voters may like. However, I'm just not feeling it. It could win because anything could happen with the short film categories, but when I look at the other two nominees and what they're about, I really think those two are going to get more votes. And also, those two have won more awards in the lead up to it, which is one of the ways I use to sort of figure out who's going to win. Beautiful Men, I think it's possible, but for whatever reason, I don't see it going fully all the way. Second most likely to win is In the Shadow of the Cypress. So the synopsis here is a former sea captain suffering from PTSD faces a tough and isolated life while also raising his daughter. So this one has quite a bit of award success, solid letterbox curve, and from what I've heard and from what I've seen in the trailer, this is the most surreal short of the bunch, which definitely helped it get the nomination and could help people vote for it, but being surreal, there could also be voters who turn it off. I'm actually really, really surprised that I've seen so many people say they're predicting this to win. And ultimately, they convinced me to put it at number 2. But again, I don't really have a solid reason for why it can't win, other than it might be just a little too surreal for some. And I don't know if it really is going to pack that emotional punch that it needs to win. And really, looking at the nominees, the winner to me seems obvious, and maybe it's too obvious. Maybe a lot of people are right to go with this one, but I'm going to hold my ground. Number 1 most likely to win, for me at least, is Wander to Wonder. So here's the synopsis. In the 1980s, the 3 stars of a children's TV show are reunited in the studio after the show's creator dies. So what I like about this short, having not unfortunately been able to see it yet, the trailer shows that there is a combination of live action and animation involved, and that the characters that we follow are the puppets that would normally interact with the live action human host. And now the human host is gone, and the puppets are sort of left to do their own thing, and it becomes also kind of surreal, also kind of existential. I've heard people say it combines nostalgia and horror, which sounds an awful lot like I Saw the TV Glow to me, which has me very excited. But the real reason why I think this can win is it was nominated for a BAFTA for short film, something that none of the other nominees can really claim. We don't know yet if it's going to win. I have a feeling it might. Also, it just won the Annie Award for Best Animated Short Film. That is a big sign. These 2 high-profile awards, the BAFTA and the Annie, really just give a sense of, oh, this is the one we're supposed to go for. It generally has more awards than the others, a higher letterbox curve than the others, and I've just heard really great, unique things about this short. So I don't know why you wouldn't predict it. To me, it seems almost, and maybe that's it. Maybe it is too obvious. Maybe it is going to be a surprise of something else at the end. But I just feel like a lot of voters are definitely really leaning into this idea. Both the nostalgia of it, of old-timey TV, and the animation techniques to bring it to life. There's just a lot to love with this short from everything that I've heard, and so, to me, this makes a lot of sense. Wander to Wonder is my official prediction. So, thank you very much for watching, and tune in next time when I will be taking a look at the category of Best Production Design. See you then.